let's just start from the end, I guess, and start with this remarkable article that you wrote. What's it been like in terms of the feedback, and what have you been hearing from children, from parents, from educators? You know, there are different constituencies here. There are different interested parties here, and I'm just curious what your feedback has been. I just by the numbers of of likes and forwards and shares, it was just, I don't recall seeing that many on an article written, except by a public official or something. So tell me, please, what's it been like?
It comes by accident. I just recently heard so many stories how the parents they reject their kids, and I recently was famous with this story that it was almost suicide. It was so terrible stories, and I said for my daughter, okay, let's do something. Maybe we can inspire other people. So
you told that daughter, the daughter that you wrote the article about, they had a picture with.
Yeah. So I said, let's do something to help people. We have good relationship. Let's do something for others to give a good feeling that it's okay. It's okay that we have different paths in life. And she said, if it's useful, I'm there. So that's why. And I couldn't imagine that this would be so viral. And why I know it's viral? Because I published in the Times of Israel, and some Christian people write me that they are very, very sorry about their kids, the out of the derech. So that is really understood how much it's spread. But I believe that I think everyone who has a WhatsApp in the Haredi community read this article.
I believe that.
And this is a huge privilege for me to do something, because so many stories happened afterward, and I got phones from Belgium and from America and some private emails. Now I can open an office and just serve in the community for the next 10 years. It's unbelievable how much applications I get in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, people
and
reached out.
And also I want to story about my English. It's not my mother language, and I didn't speak Hebrew until the age of 20, so I just apologize.
Yeah, I asked Rabbi Nachum if it's okay if he does the interview in English, and he very graciously said yes. I don't know if you asked me to do an Ivrit in Hebrew, I don't know if I'd be so bold. So kol hakavod to you for doing that too.
Thank you.
I'm curious, just you want to summarize the article, or should I tell our listeners basically what you wrote?
You would do it better than me.
Okay, so Rabbi Nachum basically wrote, there were a few parts to the article. First was like the human side, walking through the mall and having his daughter was wearing jeans, and some people saw a Haredi guy walking with a young lady with jeans, and they were like, what's the story, right? And this is my daughter, I love her, and that was the personal side of it. And then Rabbi Nachum really methodically, carefully made the case of why it's important to embrace your children and to be welcoming, to be loving, and not to have that, obviously very important to us. The religion, is such a big part of our lives, and it's natural for parents to feel a sense of rejection, that the child is rejecting what they've learned at home and rejecting the teachings. And Rabbi Bombach, Rabbi Nachum explained that it's not the case. They're just doing things differently. It doesn't mean that they don't respect you. It doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means that they are doing something else. And he wrote a few specific, there were about 6 or 7 points there. And one of them, which was very, very meaningful, was talking about our great leaders over time, both from the Chumash, from the Bible, from the original, from our patriarchs. The Torah didn't, as Rabbi Menachem said, if I'm if I'm not doing the right thing, just wave, please. If I'm not conveying the article as well as you wrote it, please tell me. But Rabbi Nachum, how am I doing so far? We good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So Rabbi Nachum wrote about how the Torah didn't didn't cover up, didn't not write about the fact that Avram Avinu had a Yishmael, and that Yaakov Avinu had struggles with, I'm sorry, Yitzchak had Esav, and throughout even recent history and throughout our history, people have had children pick different paths in life. And I love the fact that you wrote about the internet. I love that was like a sideline, but it was very interesting. Rabbi Bombach was saying, typically many people tend to blame everything or put the ills of society all on technology. And Rabbi Nachum said all of these things that happened were before technology. All the people that you were listing that had issues was before technology. So that was really the article. It was about a personal, as a father. It was about his daughter. I mean, you just look at that picture. I wish I could flash it. I'm not that good at Instagram either yet. I could see the picture of as a father of 3 daughters. I absolutely could identify. You see his daughter is just beaming. I know it was at a family wedding, I believe. The picture. But you see the two of them. Sorry?
It was a bar mitzvah. It was a bar mitzvah.
Oh, it was a bar mitzvah. But you see the two of them clearly comfortable in each other's company and with an incredible amount of love. So I'd be curious, I find sometimes that, you speak for a half hour, you write a long article, and people pick up one piece of it. And I'm always curious when someone says nice article, or I didn't like the article you wrote, a nice speech, or I said, what is it that you liked, or what is it that you didn't like? Sometimes people feel I'm putting them on the spot. I try not to, but I would be curious from that article, what was the most common or the 2 most common pieces that people took from that?
I think everybody is identified with something different, but the fact that people, I got a lot of empathy in the secular community.
Right.
There is very a huge community in Israel that Haredim who dropped out of the derech. So they have also a group in the Facebook. And they asked me a favor to take this article and to put it inside because I think the majority of them reject it. Right. So they just, but the Haredim, I'm not sure they wanted me. They watched the article or they saw the article, but so that's why they cannot protest or say something. But I think I got a lot of very, very positive comments inside the Haredi community. And one of the stories is really touched me very much. Before I came, the beginning of the week, it was Sunday. A mother came to me with his son. He has a beautiful son, Isabel Zechusit. And she said that she was rejected from her parents. And she was become revealed to the article. And she said she wants that my son should be educated in a man like you. That's what she said.
Wow. So she wanted to put a child in your school.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She said that's the right way. So
that's the best.
It's very touching.
That's beautiful. My aunt used to say, Rabbi Nachum, my aunt used to say, she used to say, don't compliment my food, ask for a second portion, ask for doubles, right? so when somebody wants to put that nice article, anybody could say, when somebody says, I want my child to be educated by you, that's as good as it gets. That's really beautiful.